The bomb scare was totally different because the race never got started. We were in the press room, and I got my laptop ready, and everything was all geared up for the Grand National. And then we were told about this bomb scare, and we just thought, oh, it's a bomb scare, it'll soon be over. But then they went onto the BBC. The clerk of the course went onto the BBC. I can figure his name now. He went onto the BBC and said, you know, there's a bomb scare, you've got to leave. And as soon as he said that, the security guards came in and we were told to leave. Fortunately, I was able to pack up my laptop, put it in my bag and get out. A lot of them who were actually on the course with the laptops still in the press room had to leave them. And that was the biggest security operation I think Aintree ever had, because they had to protect all those laptops and binoculars and people's stuff. I mean, you just went out. I mean, I left. I mean, the interesting thing as well, we got mobile phones then. I couldn't phone the Argus because they blocked all the mobile phone signals because they thought the IRA were using them. So we had to get away from Aintree and then we could use the phones. And in the finish, I actually went in again to somebody's house and used the phone in the house to explain to the Argus what had happened, which they knew anyway, and then sort out the Mercury. But that was the times when horse racing actually went one above the football.
Blimey, that's interesting. So you got back okay, that didn't you?
Well,
were you just staying over?
No. What happened? I went with Bob Williams, who was the racing correspondent for the Shropshire Star, and Les Hurley, the late Les Hurley, who was a brilliant photographer. And when they said, the Grand National won't be run, we decided to go back to the car, obviously. But unfortunately, the car was inside the compound of Aintree Racecourse, so we couldn't go back to the car. They stopped you going to your car. So we then thought, well, how do we get from Liverpool back home? Fortunately, Bob Williams, his wife, who was back in Newport, Shropshire, had seen what was going on. He managed to get a phone line to say, come and collect us. So she had to drive from Newport in Shropshire to Aintree to the pub where we were, killing time. I was doing my Mercury report as well. And then she took me back to their house where my car was, and on the Sunday, Bob and his wife had to go back up to Aintree because then you could get your car out. And then they then rearranged the Grand National for a Monday at 5 o'clock. That was when Lord Guyleen won it.
Did you go back up?
Yeah, and I went back up. Yeah, but we hadn't got to worry about the Argus then. It was just the post. But I mean, that was just two of the instances where it's totally different, and where you have to think on your feet, because I knew what was going on. The lads at the back in Birmingham didn't. They knew the race was off and it was a bomb scare, but they obviously wanted all the other information.
Did anybody seriously think it was a bomb?
Yeah, Aintree did, because they'd given the code. The anonymous phone call had given a code to the Merseyside police, which they said was genuine. But no bomb was ever found.